everyone. Welcome back to the Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. And we are kicking off the new year with a bang and setting you up for a year of crushing goals and living like a badass, like me. I am Sandi, the Badass Business Coach, and I am here to help you, guide you, and realize your badassness so you can do more, be more, and achieve more. Well, last week I gave you tips 1 through 3. And so the rest of this month, I'm going to give you at least 3 tips to help you kickstart your year. And it doesn't matter if you've owned your business for many years or you're just getting started or thinking about it. These tips will help you revamp, recharge, and revitalize your strategies. And as always, it'll help you grow personally and professionally. So just to recap, but you should go back and listen to the previous podcast, 391. Last week's tips were develop your vision statement. Or if you've had your business for a while and have a vision statement, like myself, review it. Is it still relevant? And the next tip number 2, set your goals. I mean, come on. I'm a business coach. It's all about goals, right? Short term, long term, and get them written down. And thirdly, create your plan. You're going nowhere without a plan. Again, I talked about that in my first book, From There to Here. I just had a lot of shit I said I was going to do, but I had no way of figuring out how. I had no how. I had no plan. I had no idea the steps I was going to take. The plan is your roadmap. Like I said, the how part of achieving your goals. So create the plan. If you need help doing that, let me know. But it's writing down the goals and then writing down the action steps to achieve those goals, and also breaking down those goals so you're not just like, oh, I'm going to lose 50 pounds, or I'm going to double my income, or I'm going to do blah, by the end of the year, because that can seem daunting. So again, if you haven't listened to it, check it out. Go to my website, badassbusiness.coach. You can get my podcast there or subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's everywhere, right? Now, grab your notepad and listen in, because we're here for the next 3 tips. One of my favorite things of all times, habits. You've got to embrace the habits. I live with someone who's not a big habit person, so it's very difficult sometimes to watch him get into something and really love it and then fall out. So I don't know if you've listened or read to the book. I listened to audiobooks. So James Clear, The Atomic Habits, his wisdom in that book isn't just for personal development. It's gold for your business too. It talks about the science of habits, the science behind it. I thought it was crazy cool. And it was almost like uh, we wrote it together, but you got to focus on small, consistent improvements, habits, consistency. Don't overhaul your entire operation overnight. Instead, make 1% improvements daily, or at least almost every day. And by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started, right? How cool is that? Habits will help you stay consistent. We've all been there. Maybe it's sometimes starting to work out or working out again, eating healthier, journaling, meditating, and on the professional side, calling or emailing prospects, following up with people you've met, social media, all those crazy posts, right? All the things. And then it happens. One busy day, or a day you're kind of sick, the weather sucks, or whatever else you come up with, and you're off schedule, right? You're just there, and it's hard to get back into it. Whatever bullshit excuse you come up with, or sometimes legitimate reason, it's easy to get off schedule. It's hard as hell to stay on it. It's hard to stay consistent. But if you have those habits and you have them as part of your plan, you'll grow, right? Oh, but then if you fall off track, your momentum, your progress, and your goals are pushed further out. It's not always easy to keep the habits, like I said, but it's why I preach to my clients to take it easy, take it slow. I had one client years ago, she's no longer a client, Unfortunately, she refused to listen to me. She was like, I'm all in, 150% or in or nothing. Well, I'm assuming you can understand what happened. She went in spite of my suggestions, in spite of the schedule and the plan we created. And, I would talk to her when we had our coaching sessions and be like, stop, please slow down, take it easy. Nope. So within a month, about a month, 5 weeks, she was done. She'd gotten overwhelmed. She had stopped posting. It was all related to social media. She had stopped posting anything. And that was a business she was trying to launch, and she eventually stopped. So please, whatever habit you're setting is new to you. If it's new to you, take it slow and build upon it. And if it's a task or daunting, something you hate, like phone calls, a lot of times you got to dial for dollars, right? If it's social media or even networking, some people really just don't like to network. It helps to take it slow and to show you it's not as bad as you think, it's not as hard as you think, or gives you the opportunity to find someone to help because you'll learn what you're not good at or what you don't like to do. All right. Tip number 5, ruthless prioritization. Oh my gosh. Well, time is your most precious resource, and it's time to get ruthless with it. Cut off the fluff, the bullshit time wasters, and the energy suckers. Focus on what moves the needle. If it's not making you money, building your brand, or bringing you joy, get it the hell out of there. Something I preach this to my clients regularly as well. This is a lot of soapbox preaching today. Oh, I had a client years ago. Again, I'm giving you stories about people who have fallen off. And why? Well, my client, who was a disruptor in her industry, she was freaking badass. She was making shit tons of money, but she knew she wanted to get to that next level. However, her biggest thing is she hated to-do lists. She hated prioritization. She just basically said, it's all got to get done and it's got to get done now. And she would go into this spin, and I would try to slow her down because she was very high energy, very wound. I would just like, slow down. Let's look at all the things on your list. Then let's take 10. Let's take 3. What are your top 3 things you have to do today? And there was one day that she just was in one of her spins, and she was like, I can't go networking. I can't do anything. I need more business, but, right? So I drove over to her house. I put her ass in my car, took her to a networking event that was a wine tasting, and got her to just chill out, relax, enjoy the evening. And guess what? Her mind was clear. When I dropped her off, the next day I checked it, she was back, she was ready. I checked in with her the next day, and she was like, wow, that helped me clear my mind, reset my energy. And she just started knocking things out one by one, based on the prioritizing that we had done, that she just couldn't slow down enough to see because she was just so overwhelmed. Her mind was just shit. And, she was rocking it for a very long time, and she's still doing well. All right. So prioritizing can help you see what you're avoiding, what keeps getting carried over day by day, week by week. But at some point, it's all got to get done, like she said. But what's priority? What can you do first? Some people like to do the things they hate the most first, the hardest things first. Sometimes you have to block out time. Sometimes you do easy things, quick things to create momentum. So whatever works for you, but you got to figure that out. And if it all has to get done, it doesn't always have to get done by you. So you can sometimes start learning what you're not good at, what you need help with, if and how and who to delegate to. All right. Number 6, I guess it's top 3 today, but number 6 overall, embrace the chaos. Yes, business is messy, unpredictable, and downright freaking crazy and wild. So strap in and learn how to ride the waves of the chaos. One of my taglines, things I love to say, is I help people manage the mania of business ownership. Adaptability is going to be your best friend. It's an ever-changing world. When others crumble under pressure and you've got your shit together, you'll be the one coming out of the other side of the shitstorm unscathed, right? Because you'll have your plan, you'll have your priorities, and you'll be able to hop right back in and pick up where you left off, right? Owning a business, it's going to be a lot of work, but it doesn't have to suck. I've heard so many people say, oh, I thought this would be more fun. And that's one of the things. If someone comes to me and says they want to start a business and I ask why, and they go, because it's going to be fun. I'm like, nope, no, you are not going to be a good business owner until you get your mind right. It will be fun. It can be fun. Another thing they always say is, when's it going to be easier? I didn't think it was going to be this hard. Well, it can be fun and it can be easier, but you have to have your shit together. You have to have your vision statement, right? You have to have something to help you keep your eyes on the prize. You have to have your goals set and written down so they're in front of you, and that will help keep you motivated. And you have to have the plan that will help you stay on track, even if you fall off track or, get a little sideways, get back to your plan. And it'll give you something to follow, check progress, adjust, and go, because you don't want to adjust the goals, but your plan can be fluid. But just have something at least to check progress on and say, this is what's working, this is what's not working. Let's figure some things out and go forward. So, then yes, habits to create momentum, prioritizing to all the shit you have to do or think you have to do to figure out what you need to get off your list and how, and then embrace the chaos. Just, it's okay. You're going to have some good days, you're going to have some bad days, but remembering why you want to do what you want to do. Why are you doing what you're doing? I like to say too, what keeps you up at night should be what gets you out of bed in the morning. And that's the passion and excitement for what you do. All right, bonus tip, action. Take action. None of these tips will mean a thing if you don't put them into action. So listen in, take one action on one tip. All right. And if you want all 10 tips, even before the next ones come out, go to my website, badassbusiness.coach, enter your email, and you will receive a downloadable PDF of all 10 tips with a little extra how to make these things happen. All right. And if you need help at all, please find me, schedule a 30-minute free consultation just to talk through what the hell is going on in your head, what's working, what's not working. And then if we want to keep going after that, cool. But let me help you start your year strong, keep your year going strong, and finish the year stronger and more badass than you ever thought possible. All right. Until next time, cheers.